Know your role. What's going on, ladies and gents in Cyberland? Coming back to you with another educational video. In this one, I'm dealing with what I like to call know your role. So, I am a realtor. I'm not an escrow officer. I'm not a lender. I'm not a transaction coordinator. I am a realtor. That's what I do. I work with buyers and I work with sellers. I'm not an inspection agent, or I'm not an inspection expert. I'm not an appraisal expert. I'm not a loan expert. I work with buyers and sellers. I am a realtor. Okay? Reason why I say know your role is because there's going to be times where you're going to have to not only do your job but kind of help people with their job. And in my situation, I've had to help other realtors with their job to some extent. Not a lot, but just a little bit. At the same time, I've had realtors educate me with certain things that I didn't know. Because again, I'm not perfect, and I'm always still trying to learn and see how I can be better. The other point I'm making about when I say know your role is your lender has a job to do, and you have a job to do, as well as your clients. Okay? What that means is that do not overstep your boundaries in regards to what your role is. Okay? So, let's say your clients and your lender, or their lender, the lender you're working with, and you have a powwow. Be all on the same page. Okay? If there's information that's being disclosed to you, that's being disclosed to the buyers from you, and it's not personal things like personal family stuff, it's dealing with the transaction, let the lender know. Make sure you guys are all on the same page. Also, what that means is the lender should be doing the same with you, so you guys are all on the same page when you do have discussions. The other thing, do not overstep your boundaries in regards to what you're supposed to be doing. And the reason why I say that is, in transactions, when I do the inspections, I keep the lender on, I let them know what's going on with it, just make sure it's getting done. Same thing, and they keep me in the loop in regards to what's going on with the appraisal. If the inspection's good, remove the contingency, but I still let the lender know. What I don't do, for example, is the appraisal. I know my role. I wait for that appraisal report to come through from the lender, and depending when everything's good, I remove the contingency. What I don't do is remove it without letting the lender know. Now, some of you can say, well, no, there is no exception. I want to make sure the transactions work, and I don't want to do anything that's going to hurt the transaction or hurt my buyers or hurt the sellers. So I do everything in a certain format, and I make sure that anything I'm supposed to be doing, I get permission depending on what it is. I don't need permission from my lender in regards to inspection, but I get permission in regards to the appraisal. I want to make sure I'm doing everything diligently and making sure that there's not going to be hiccups. The loan. In regards to the loan, I'm not in charge of the loan. I don't know anything about the loan. And quite frankly, I don't want to know anything about the loan. That's why we have a lender. They know about the loan. They know what's going to work. I don't want to know any of that stuff. Okay? So, in regards to that, I have a very one-on-one conversation with any of the lenders that I work with that's working with my client. Okay, is there anything you need me to do? Is there anything that you don't want me to do? I get laid out there right away. Why? because I don't want to overstep my bounds. I want to make sure I know what my role is in this transaction and that I don't cause problems for the lender and I don't cause problems for the client. There's no ego. It's not like, somebody telling me what to do, like, oh, I'm a grown man, I don't need to be. No, it's not about that. It's, we all have a part to play, and these are the parts that I'm supposed to play. If there's something that you need me to do, I will do it, because at the end of the day, it's helping your clients get what they want. It's not about you, it's about your clients. However, I don't just go and just do things on a whim without the approval of my lender or my client's lender. Which one do you want to go with? Good example. I had an escrow where the loan contingency, I wouldn't say needs to be removed, but we need to make sure that my clients will qualify for the loan if we removed an appraisal contingency for the home. And lo and behold, before we even went into the transaction, this was just writing the contract. Every single time I checked with the lender to make sure this was going to work. Didn't even have a conversation with my client beforehand. I already jumped the curb with that and checked with the lender first, and then once I had that conversation, I let my client know, okay, we're going to put in our offer, this is what we're going to do. And we can remove the appraisal contingency to make our offer stronger, and we're good for the appraisal if something doesn't work out. I've already talked to the lender, he confirmed everything's good. What I didn't do is remove the appraisal contingency without talking to the lender and just assume, oh, my clients will be good for it. How do I know that? Do I know their loan? Hell no. Have I done the calculations for what's going to work for them financially to own another home? Hell no. I don't know none of that. So know your role and stay in it. And because of me doing that type of thing, I haven't had any problems with transactions. Why? Well, I wouldn't say I wouldn't have any problems with transactions. Every escrow has some type of hiccup. However, I made sure no hiccups came from me. Another example, and this was a mistake I did. Had a situation with another escrow where the escrow company sent me the wire instructions. And I sent those wire instructions to the client. Immediately, my mentor and my lender called me like, what are you doing? Can't do that. I'm like, oh, shoot. Delete that email, remove it, don't do that again. I said, yes, sir, I got you. Nobody yelled at me. Nobody got out, chewed me out. They just let me know you can't do that. And I said, absolutely. Of course, I was just trying to help. But again, know your role. That is not my role. My role is not to send wire instructions to the client. That's escrow's job. Why? Because if something goes wrong with that escrow instructions, I'm in deep shit. And we ain't having that. Now, if the escrow company sends the wrong wire information to the client, they're going to be on the hook for that, not me. So you see what I'm saying? Not only know your role to make sure that you're not causing problems, but know your role in regards to protecting yourself in the scheme of the escrow. You're not overstepping your bounds and taking on other people's jobs that you may know something about, but you're not in that position. And there's a reason for that. Checks and balances too. So with that, ladies and gents, I will catch you on the next one. If you have any questions, feel free to text me, email me, however you want to proceed. So, take care.